So over the past month or so, we'll be talking about maximizing the rest of the year. Now we're in the final quarter of the year, and Jimi Tewe is going to be talking to us about discipline. You know, if you're maximizing, if you're trying to, if you're saying to yourself, I want to maximize the rest of the year, I have 12 weeks left, I need to go out with a bang or in a blaze of glory. Discipline is one of the things that is required. So talk to us about it.
Okay, great. I think that a lot of people, talk about the fact that, well, the year's almost ended. Some people mentally have almost wrapped up to say, you know what, let's try again next year. But I think that, there's a huge opportunity. We still have over 60 days to the end of the year. And one key ingredient is discipline. Now, when we say discipline, typically people would say, oh, Happy New Year, this year I'm not. And so discipline is an attempt to avoid some things. But many times they go back to do what they said they're not going to do. And the missing ingredient many times because there are components that will influence discipline. One of the first components is vision. You must have a reason. So you find someone, for example, that says, oh, you know what, I need to eat properly, but it's not. And then it goes to see the doctor. Then the doctor says, you know what, if you don't, this is what's going to happen. All of a sudden, the guy is disciplined because it's either one or two things, either pain or gain, okay? So your vision is either pain-driven or gain-driven and all that. Many times you're wearing a really nice suit, okay? So sometimes people see a nice suit and say, look, I want that suit, and then they begin to save. So discipline many times is a reflection of a vision you have created. The second part is prioritization. Now, once you want this new suit, then you have to make decisions and say, look, even though I like these other things, I'm going to prioritize this thing. So for example, you're saying, before the end of the year, I'm going to do a certification in my career and all that. All of a sudden, you need to pay for that. So monies that will have gone to other areas, you now begin to focus it. So discipline creates focus also. The last part I think is very important is action. Nothing moves until you move and all that. And so people need to understand the importance of the fact that having created some sort of a vision around what it is they want to achieve, prioritize and all that, they need to take steps in the direction that they want to go.
I like this. One of the things that you said is nothing moves unless you move.
Exactly.
I like all of that. It sounds very nice on paper. If I'm reading a blog post or I'm seeing you maybe on your Instagram page and you're giving me all of this and it sounds very nice. But sometimes life happens.
Exactly.
So have this nice vision. It's good, and I heard Jimi Tewe tell me that nothing moves except I move. So it's Monday morning, I'm going to move, and then life happens. So what do you do when unforeseen circumstances occur that try to derail your vision or try to stop you from then maximizing your potential?
Again, I mean, studies have proven that
Derail your vision or try to stop you from then maximizing your potential.
Again, I mean, studies have proven that, that, like you said, life happens that way. However, one thing that is very critical, and that's why I say to people, take, for example, the guy that says, you know what, hey, I want to make sure that I eat healthy, and I'm trying to do that, by the way, to the end of the year. And sometimes I get home. Yesterday I traveled, I got back pretty late, and I had the option of eating food. Life happened. But I decided I wasn't going to eat anything until this morning and all that. So I hope you won't get to the kitchen.
So, I mean, you traveled, you came back, and your wife is now sad that you didn't eat her food. You know that kind of a thing?
Exactly,
yeah. Okay.
So again, but because of what I have set and the importance, I explain myself around this. For example, people say, I'm going to save a millionaire, and then they call you from the village and they say you have to do this and all that. That doesn't mean you can't still save. That doesn't mean you can't still keep pushing on. If you decide and say you want to go to the island from here, for example, you might encounter traffic, life happens. But that does not mean you don't want to arrive at your destination. So what you need to do is to reroute. Think again about how can I get this done? What adjustments, what do I have available? Someone that I love so much says, it's not what you don't have that limits you, it's what you have that you don't know how to use. That's what limits you. So many times we have what it takes, extra zeal, extra drive, another solution to the problem and all that. But ultimately, you have one life to live, and you must make sure you maximize that time.
Now, people always say different strokes for different folks. People in different industries have different challenges that they face that stops them from maximizing their potential. I've heard people say also that their job, the kind of job they have, does not allow them move as quickly as they would have. So, for instance, I'm doing 16 hours a day. I'm exhausted. I can't plan. I can't. Sometimes there are certain people who can't even think. You get up really early, come back late at night, and all of that. How is there a formula that I can then say, you know what, if I do this, this, and this, then I should be able to move closer to achieving my dreams or my personal goals?
You said the different strokes of different folks, so no formula works for everybody. However, I think certain principles are very important. And I think that, I mentioned something about prioritization. The truth about this is that, yes, there's a cycle. In Lagos, you wake up, the first thing you think about is, let me cross the bridge to get to work.
Yeah.
However, if you keep up that cycle, you get in what we call a rat race. At some point, you need to sit. Now, I find that until people introspect, they're not able to get clarity about what they want to do. So I meet a lot of career professionals and they say to me, Jimmy, I've been working on this job for 8 years, they're not promoting me and all that. And I'm like, well, where you are is your choice. Where you are is your decision at the end of the day. So it's very critical, very important that people make sure that they're able to know what it is that they want to do, focus on those areas, and then now begin to work every single moment towards it. Introspect, think about what it is that you're doing that is not working. Only an insane person does the same thing and expects a different result. So for example, this year, I have certain financial goals that I want to achieve. I have decided based on my desires, all right, and I had to sit down to think through it. Actually, I was on the plane a few days ago. I was traveling and all that. I just sat down before the end of the year. How well am I doing with regards to this? Always ask yourself, how well are you doing with regards to what it is you want to achieve? Once you introspect, you are able to reroute. That's what I like to call it, so that people can easily relate with it. And then create a new plan. And then, are able to move forward from there.
How about, a situation where there are certain people who, they get into a point in their lives. I like what you said, that somebody has done 8 years in this career and all that.
Exactly, yes.
They get into a point in their lives where they're having to begin again. So, that's different from, okay, if I'm rerouting, or if I'm, taking it to the next level, and I'm beginning again. Maybe I lost my job, or I'm starting a new business, or I'm having to leave a job and maybe start something new that is in an area that is completely fresh.
Yes.
What do I do if that is my situation right now?
Do it. And I'll be very frank with you. So 2010, I was a senior manager in the banking industry. I was earning quite a lot. I bought my house with a mortgage and all that, but I realized that that wasn't the area I wanted to get to. I had to sell the house, return the money to the bank, start all over again. This is 9 years after. Look, the journey you're going to start, you better start it now. That's what I say to people.
Wow, that's amazing, Jimi Tewe.
Thank you very
The journey
much.
you're going to start, you better start it now. And nothing moves unless you move. That's your Monday motivation for today, and never forget it. Wow. Thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure.